It's Super Bowl 56, and that means another Super Bowl special for this show. Last season, we dealt with hotels, sky high prices. Tonight, we're going to be doing the same thing. For those who have not seen last season, we're going to update you on those sky high pricey hotels that don't do crap and don't even clean. We're also going to show you another hotel that limits its staff to clean. But first things first, 6.47 million, 82,457, 89,772 plus 1411. 14% have been positive, 165,568 positive tests. 1.1 million tests have been taken. 18,000 people hospitalized. 92,650 people hospitalized. Vaccinations, 17.2 million people have been fully vaccinated, while 20.3 million people have had at least one dose, with 70.3%. How about our local schools? Let's check out last week. Let's check out here. As for Friday as for 2 days ago, only one transportation has been positive for COVID. In sometime this year, the recovered cases, active cases from February, community cases 41. 30 for high schoolers. That's 34 for high schools. I mean, high schools under 400. 36 for district, 11 for transportation, 18 for ECC staff, ECC students 72, 21 for the primary staff, 118 for the primary students, 30 for elementary staff. Elementary students are 186, intermediate staff 24, 235 for intermediate, 233 for junior high, 34 for high schoolers, and 481. But the recovery cases, 10 days, no symptoms. The highest one ever has to be the high school. Then 34 for high school staff, 221 for junior high students, 24 for the junior high staff, 232 for intermediate, 24 for intermediate, 185 for elementary, 28 for elementary staff, 114 for primary, 21 for primary staff, with 71 ECC students. ECC staff has 18, 10 for transportation, and district has only 1. And I'm seeing a pattern here of these active cases. 0 for high school staff, 0 for junior high, 0 for intermediate staff, 0 for primary, 0 for ECC staff. So active cases is 12 for high school students, junior high students is 12, intermediate students is 3, one elementary active case, 2 active cases for elementary staff, 4 active cases for the students at primary, 1 for ECC, and 1 for both transportation and the district. And the code enrollment is 1842, like over 1,800 people. 0.7% for students, which is, and the highest one ever has to be for transportation, 2.7. Maybe that's the reason why people are quitting. But the Fly Block needs to be doing the same, and has to be doing the same. But I'm going to show you a quick clip. think it's on here, but if I find it, here it is. Here's a quick clip. Take a listen.
We begin tonight with a number of concerns that have come into the KIII newsroom regarding the safety protocols in place and the number of positive COVID-19 cases being reported in the Flower Bluff Independent School District.
Alexis Green checked into these claims and has this report.
Tonight's top story. Here's Alexis Green.
According to Kimberly Sneed, spokesperson for Flower Bluff ISD, there are COVID-19 safety protocols in place for students and staff that are all in line with local, state, and national guidelines surrounding COVID-19. This includes social distancing, sanitizing, and the wearing of face masks being strongly encouraged.
All my children, 7, 8, and 10, wear their masks to school and have said that the teacher told one of them that she didn't have to wear a mask, and she looked around and all her classmates, majority were not wearing a mask, so she felt kind of alone and started to take hers off. So I think encouraging masking would be better than discouraging it.
According to the district's website, almost 10% of students in their intermediate school is currently positive with COVID-19. Parents and staff tell 3 News they believe these protocols need to be taken more seriously in an effort to control the spread. A member of the Flower Bluff ISD staff spoke with 3 News. She chose to remain anonymous.
It's so disheartening to continue to watch our students and their families struggle with this virus. I mean, I've gotten emails from kids who just can't. They don't feel up to it. Their parents have died. There was 2 students in 2 weeks where their parents died from COVID.
According to the district, they report their cases on a daily basis, and parents are able to view that on their website dashboard.
That's not nearly as many absences as we have. So some students are just being out for 2 weeks. So some students are out for 2 weeks but don't want to do remote conferencing, so they don't say that they're positive. So there are much higher numbers than are being reported.
The district did confirm there are currently 23 members of staff who are out with COVID-19. Alexis Green, 3 News.
And it's a big issue going on. And we just add on to our tip. Masks, very important. You make sure you wear your mask. Social distance, big issue. Hand washing. You're in school, you sanitize. If you ride transportation, it's the same thing. If you have medical condition, let them know. If the school says you have to do remote conferencing during their quarantine, do it. Don't choose to do it. Get your dang classes done and get it done. We have to make sure this happens again. Well, next, our main focus, the Super Bowl. By that I mean the Sky High Prices Hotel. Would you pay triple the price at a hotel for the Super Bowl? The results when we come back. Now to our main focus, the Super Bowl 56. If you guys remember last season, I showed you Lisa Guerrero's investigations into these sky-high priced hotels charging 3 times the regular price. Charging 3 times the regular price from the Super Bowl. And just a day ago, and yesterday, I asked the question: would you pay 3 times the regular hotel price to stay and watch the Super Bowl? 100% of you said, hell no. I would agree with you. But, along with that, there has been another update. Just 3 days ago, Chief Investigative Correspondent Lisa Guerrero investigated a hotel with some very disgusting things. Listen.
What?
Labor Department just announced inflation's at a 40-year high, up 7.5% from the same time last year. COVID and pandemic-related shortages are partly to blame. But you can't use that as the excuse for some sky-high hotel prices we found near the Super Bowl. Happens every year. Greedy hotel operators jack up their prices. But as Lisa Guerrero reports, sometimes you really don't get much for your money.
Talk about inflation. At this Motel 6 in Los Angeles, the average room rents for $85 a night. But Super Bowl weekend, they're advertising more than $500. So what did we get for our money?
The sheets look okay. Let's see what's under the bed. Ew, it's a condom box.
But that's not all we found.
Ew.
The seat cushions were covered with sticky stains.
There's all kinds of sticky stuff.
Right down the street at Life Inn and Suites,
This looks like a crime scene.
a room like this goes for just $90 a night. But for Super Bowl weekend, we found it advertised online for a whopping $1,499.
What?
Although the hotel insists that's a typo. The actual price is $449 a night. In any case, pretty
little
pricey.
cheaper.
Look what we found.
Is that blood?
The shower curtain was covered with ominous red stains. There was food all over the floor.
It looks like it's beans and rice.
And behind the bed was disgusting.
So I just pushed back the mattress in my room, and there are not one, not two, but 3 roach baits. Hi, come on in.
Time to see what management has to say.
We found something in the bathroom. We want to show you.
The property manager said he'd replace the shower curtain, but nothing compared to what we found here at the Holly Crest Hotel. We rented a room for $85, but for the big game, they're charging more than 9 times their normal rate.
During Super Bowl weekend, this room will be going for $780, and look what we found. Stains
That's a
all
little
over
cheaper.
the mattress covers. Here, here, and there. Gross.
We found these awful stains all over this mattress cover.
And also look what we found up there.
A sticker covering the smoke detector.
It says uncured ham. That's a ham sticker. That's dangerous.
The manager removed the sticker and says they plan to replace the mattress as well.
Motel 6 tells us a safe, clean, comfortable environment is their #1 priority
Yes.
for all their guests, and that they're working with that property to ensure it meets their standards. Meantime, a manager for Life Inn and Suites says because of the pandemic, housekeepers have been restricted on how often they can clean rooms, acknowledging that sometimes they're not that thorough.
There you go. Do you see why? Because the limits. All people want to do is not clean. Like it's the limits here we're talking about here. You don't limit housekeeping. No. If something is dirty, you clean it. If you're working in a restaurant, you need to wipe down your messes. You don't always have to freaking limit people. You gotta clean. Clean as you go. Now, how about those parking prices? Those parking prices would shock you. The big ones, too.
I don't care who he are in for sticker shock. These ads are selling single park. Fans heading to the Super Bowl are in for sticker shock. These ads are selling single parking spots for more than $6,000. In this parking structure next door to SoFi Stadium, there's a spot for nearly $7,000. At this parking lot, a single spot, get this, is selling for $5,000. And it's a mile from the stadium, so be prepared for a brisk walk. Meantime, the LA County Sheriff's Department is converging around SoFi Stadium to keep the high-profile Super Bowl event safe.
This is a radiation detecting backpack.
Really?
Yeah, and basically what we'll do is we'll walk the areas of the stadium.
Deputy Tom Mayberry showed us his radiation tracking devices.
This will just help me identify an unknown substance.
Hey, Bear! His Labrador, Bear, is the only certified canine trained in the country to sniff out biological weapons. And on the field, it's Inside Edition special Super Bowl correspondent Cheryl Burr.
Excitement is building for the big game, and I'm here with the Bengals cheerleaders.
The Dancing with the Stars champ proves she's got all the right moves.
1, 2, head back 3, 4.
Now to make it official, Cheryl's handed the pom-poms, and away she goes, proving she's got what it takes to bring in the spirit. Cheryl also caught up with the football wives of the Cincinnati Bengals. They showed her the players' favorite touchdown dances.
Yay! 1, 2, 3.
The Los Angeles Rams wives also wanted in on the celebration dance, so they learned some salsa.
Quick, slow.
And now the wives from both teams are ready for victory come Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, there we go.
That's amazing. Still ahead, how did the pizza cost affect the Super Bowl? Then, a look back at our previous Super Bowl year, the 55th Super Bowl. We looked at those hotels. A little update from you. Come back. With the Super Bowl already happening, the question will be, was there enough pizzas on Super Bowl Sunday?
Pizzerias like Gino's East have been working for weeks to make sure customers have their pizzas by kickoff.
We just know that we need to order 4 times as much as we normally do. I mean, we'll start making dough like 3 days in advance.
And you should plan ahead too. Nick Singh, co-owner of Pop's Pizza in New York City, recommends ordering your pies ahead of time.
We already have at least a very high number of pre-orders already, and it's only Friday.
When game time rolls around, heat it up on the stove or in the oven, not in the microwave.
If you want to get it like crispy on the bottom, cooking on a pan, you want to pop it in the oven, preheat the oven to about like 450, throw it in there for like 2 minutes, and it's ready.
And if you can, choose pickup versus delivery.
It saves us time. You get your order on time, you get it nice and hot, right out the oven.
Domino's Pizza announcing they'll tip customers who choose carry-out over delivery.
You heard that right. Domino's will pay you $3 if you come pick up your pizza. Talk about extra cheese.
You save on the delivery fee, and you get some cash back.
Party planner Marley Major says don't be afraid to go the frozen pizza route.
Have the pizzas out and then have some toppings that people can add, like Parmesan cheese and red pepper flakes. It's a great way to dress up something and make it a little bit fancier.
Now that's a great idea. That's very super. Now something we didn't cover last year. When you're like watching Super Bowl, you like chips and dip. How can those snacks spread the flu? Well, here's a look from 4 years ago.
Commercial break of all commercial breaks.
Super Bowl snacks make you super sick. With all the goodies spread out, it could be a breeding ground for the nasty flu bugs sweeping the country.
There's so many points of contact during a Super Bowl party that you can see how easy it is to spread germs.
Protecting the food should be priority number 1, starting with the chips and salsa.
For something large like tortilla chips, potato chips, you want to use a pair of tongs. Just keep them by the bowl. People can grab a few chips, put them on their plate. Again, they're not sticking their hands into the bowl.
Remember that famous Seinfeld episode?
You double dipped the chip. Double dipped? What are you talking about? You dipped the chip, you took a bite, and you dipped again.
Well, you can go into the dip once.
Just once.
But don't go back in
No
there.
double dipping.
That's it. A better way to do it is to put a spoon into the dip. That way, everybody can serve themselves as much dip as they want on their own plate. And you're not sharing germs.
Good advice, but is there a better way to serve the dips?
Put out smaller bowls like this size. People can use it for a little while, and then you can refresh it throughout the party. It keeps things clean, it keeps things fresh.
The mini bites are delish, but keep your hands off the plate.
You just grab a toothpick, and then that can go into your treat. Grab it.
Oh,
No.
What to do with those M&Ms?
Just put a spoon in the bowl. That way people can use a spoon.
It's easy to grab the wrong cup, which could get you sick. So put markers out so folks can write their names on their cup. Dr. Roshini Raj has one last tip.
If you're throwing the party and you feel sick, just cancel it. No one is going to thank you for throwing that party if they walk home with the flu or even a cold or cough.
Of course they'll understand. And coming up on Give Me Break Tuesday, the dozen germs. We're going to look at the top 12 myths, lies, and dangers of germs. From double dipping to what you can do. We're gonna lay out an experiment with some chips and dip. We're gonna see if they double dipped, or will they not double dip and get the plates. That's coming up on Tuesday. Now, you remember last season we showed you those hotel, sky high hotels. One of them really surprised me. But first things first. Watch.
This Super Bowl Sunday, the game day staple chicken wings could be hazardous to your wealth. If you're experiencing sticker shock, you are not alone. The price of chicken wings is up by more than $1 per pound compared to the same time last year. Joseph Rayo has had to raise wing prices at his New York City bar, Mudville 9. How much do the 6 wings cost right now?
6 wings right now go for 14.
Wow.
You know, before COVID, it was
$14
like
6
$7.
So the wings are double the price.
Yeah.
And finding wings at your local grocery store could be a challenge. Are you concerned you might not have enough chicken wings for Super Bowl Sunday?
Absolutely concerned. This is an item that has to be cut up and produced, so they need hands to make it happen. So I do have concerns.
And it's not just wings that will have you digging deep into your pockets on game day.
Your Super Bowl party is going to cost about 14% more than it did last year. A lot of this is the labor shortage, the supply chain crunch, and then commodity prices that have been jumping.
You may want to load up on chips and veggies.
Veggie prices are the same, or they've even gone down a little bit.
And don't invite the entire neighborhood to your Super Bowl party.
Just keep it a little bit smaller, because that obviously is going to cut down on prices.
Exactly. So you don't want to lose an arm in your leg? Just get it ahead of time. Now, remember last season we talked about those Super Bowl hotels? There was one that really got my memory. A Super Bowl hotel. There was actually one. There was one that really got my memory. But we're going to look at one and then we're going to wrap it up. So, a $900 one. So, let's take a look at this.
Grandpa? Bugs. Ugh. A syringe. Ugh. Bugs. Ugh. A syringe.
This is so dangerous.
And you don't want to know what I found lurking behind this bed.
Ew! So where did we find all this nasty stuff? At hotels, charging hundreds of dollars for this year's Super Bowl right here in Minneapolis.
That was back in
I
2018.
first went to this Days Inn, which typically charges $90 a night. The rate for the Super Bowl?
So each night is going to be
up to $900. That's very expensive. Now $550.
$50 for the Super Bowl weekend.
Now $550 is not bad. That's very cheap. But but every time, like the bugs in there, and man, people not doing their standards. It's like they want to take Super Bowl off so they can go to Super Bowl. No, if you need to work during the Super Bowls to keep those clean. That's the bottom line here. If you want people to stay in the if you want people to stay during the Super Bowl, you need to clean it up days in advance. Like 2, 3, 4, a week in advance, like a week, 2 weeks in advance, to make sure that this crap doesn't happen again. So that we don't have to go through another year of the Give Me a Break Super Bowl hotel extravaganza. We don't want to go through that, because we go through that, it's another year of dirty tells. What I mean by that is that's the old word for dirty hotels. Back in a moment. Here's what we got planned for you this week. Tomorrow on the broadcast, a Valentine's Day special like we did years ago. If you don't have any plans, this Valentine's Day, we got some special plans for you. You don't know what to give you for your favorite girl? I got some plans for you. Then on Tuesday, it's the Germ Dozen, the top 12 myths about germs. including that double dipper we just showed you. We're going to do an experiment to where we have some Lay's chips and dip. Lay's chips, and we're going to have some French onion. Like, we're going to have some ranch dip. We're going to see what happens if they double dipped. We're going to do an experiment while people are walking by. See what happens. Maybe we could do it, or maybe we couldn't. I don't know. Then we're going to preview a look into then more school threats, word COVID. It's the usual. Just look for that. So we're going to be on, we're on today, so tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and of course always Saturday. So look for those 6 days a week. 6 days this week. That's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Sunday. We'll see you again for a special Give Me a Break Monday for all of us here at YouTube. Good night, and have a happy early Valentine's Day, even if you don't watch the show. Good night.